Good afternoon to the class of 2025. Sorry, give me a second. Good afternoon to the class of 2025, and to our friends, teachers, and staff, guests, and the extended St. Joseph's family. Welcome to the 2025 graduation. It is an honor to have the opportunity to speak to you today, and before I properly begin, I'd like to acknowledge the people who are responsible for putting me up here. First, I'd like to thank my family for giving me two great Catholic schools and prioritizing that education. And I'd like to give a special shout out to my extended family, my grandmother and her sister who are here from the West Coast. Thank you for coming. Thanks for your prayers and support for my 18 years. I could not be standing here right now if it wasn't for your love. Next, I'd like to thank the teachers. The teachers are the ones who voted from the pool of contenders and recognized me as someone who's emblematic of the vision of the school. Thank you all so much. It's truly been an honor and a pleasure to have learned from so many of you and to have been able to form meaningful relationships. And finally, I'd like to thank you all, my graduating class. At least some of you thought I'm someone who embodies the community that we all have. So thank you for that recognition and for giving me the opportunity to speak now. I think more than any single experience from the entirety of high school, all of you are the people who made my time during high school such a joyful one. I'll start off with some words that resonated with me from my first class in high school. I was in the first period in freshman theology. I know that class connected to all of you to varying degrees, but I think that having that class so early on really shaped my high school experience. Anyways, aside from all the infinite desire and ultimate question language that was so hammered into us that it's honestly an inside joke now, I think these words really stand out to me. You feel more yourself when you're with other people. Now, for the life of me, I can't remember if these are the exact words Mr. Lewis used, or if I'm understanding the sentiment correctly, or if it's even Mr. Lewis's class where I first heard this and not some like campus ministry retreat type thing. But regardless, these words have stuck in my mind as something relevant or at least provocative. You're more yourself when you're with other people. And here's why I think that's important. I feel like there's two flavors of unsure people in high school. First, there are people who follow the crowd, and that's natural. In the crowd lies safety and acceptance, and following what everyone else does is easy. Then there's people who go at it alone, and this too is natural. Who wants to be forgotten in a sea of faces and first names? It can be comforting to think that your success is solely because of your individual work. But while these are both natural ways of thinking, ultimately, I think it's rather limiting. And honestly, that's not what I see when I look at all of you. Honestly, this is the sentiment I wanted to write about, to sound inspiring, but from my actual experience talking to so many of you and befriending you, that's not how we operate. You're all exceptional individuals who have carved your own niche, and at the same time, you're engaged members of the community who have found your place among other people. You've all recognized your talents, honed them, and shared them with others. I've appreciated your insights in class, admired your academic achievements, your athletic achievements. I've wondered at your art. Something about our school is special. It creates classrooms and communities of people who, yes, complain about the workload and get at each other's throats and experience hardships with their jobs, their sports, their friendships, and their families. But it also creates people who uplift others and support their friends and can reconcile with each other. So many of you come from a similar background, sure, but that doesn't mean you're unwelcoming to others of different experiences and lifestyles. I've always found myself in such admiration of this community. Every time I make a new friend or grow closer with someone and then see them in the hallway, smiling, that's a visual that better records what's so fulfilling about our community, better than any wall of trophies or ribbons. If you've had a meaningful friendship here, you probably know what I mean. I guess that's why I have no qualms in saying I absolutely feel more myself when I imitate all of you. And if you've spent some time around me this year, you've probably heard me talk about this. I love stealing your mannerisms and adopting your phrases and reusing your jokes because you're all exceptional people. And honestly, I've found that imitating admirable people is such a good approach to high school. Not merely following the crowd or going at it all alone, but imitating the people that you find exceptional and magnetic. After all, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. And there's nothing that fills me with more joy when someone says something or does something that inspires me to act or speak in the same way. There's so many specific shout-outs I want to give, but to avoid spending too much time just name-dropping specific people, I'd like to address the group collectively. I've always appreciated your unique sense of humor and your deep wellspring of interesting knowledge. I admire your understanding of others and your recognition of them in their entirety. I love your caringness and the way you smile, the way you show your friends how you love them. I love your directness and your adherence to what you believe is true. I admire your work ethic and how much you strive to better yourself and care for others. I admire your intelligence and insights. I love how much energy you bring to gatherings in any group of people. I appreciate how we share a range of interests and how fun it is to talk to you about anything. I'm grateful for your conversational wit and to be able to banter with you. I admire your sense of style and confidence, which is well placed. I love your enthusiasm and passion that you exude. I appreciate your politeness and the calming effect you can bring to a tense moment. I love your authenticity. And finally, I thank you for understanding and accepting me in my entirety. It's possible you do know who I have in mind when I sing these praises, but it's likely you don't. These qualities don't even cover the full scope of people in our grade who have made an impact on me. And it reminds me that I'd love to have spent more time befriending some of you on a deeper level. I hope in hearing these qualities, it provokes you to start finding these qualities in each other too. We feel most ourselves when we're with other people because we're meant to be in a community. And finding to, connecting to, and imitating exceptional people naturally creates a beautiful community. Man is a social being, and no man is an island. Everyone who exhibits these exceptional qualities and magnetic personalities is, for me, undeniable evidence of the presence of Christ through the church. And the church, in this case, not just being the body of believers who profess the same Catholic faith as me, but every person who is willing to engage with their religious sense. But our time with this community has come to an end, and I've readily accepted that, as I'm sure have some of you. I know there's some of you who are bouncing your legs right now, excitedly waiting for me to finish. We're almost there. When I was in the New York encounter, I heard the phrase, uncalculated systems of giving and receiving. And those are more words from another person who've stuck in my head. We have these right now, our families, our school, our extracurriculars. But as we grow up, it seems like these opportunities might become more scarce. More things seem to become transactionary. And those of you who were at GS meeting, like the last one, might remember what people said about having to make an effort to find community in college. That said, I think we ought to appreciate our time in college when we will be in these communities of uncalculated giving and receiving. School isn't just a transaction between you receiving an education and your parents giving away their money. It's a place where communities exist and relationships form and develop, and where people are constantly giving and receiving. And that's why I ask, too, to treasure the memories that you have of this school and its community. Your community in college will be different. Keep the moments and experiences that are important close to your heart and let them change and influence you. I know I've already invited or challenged all of you to do multiple things this year as I've spoken. In fall, I invited you to find a community. In spring, I invited you to find times of silence. Here are my final invitations. Imitate exceptional and magnetic people. Embrace the relationships of giving and receiving. Treasure the memories you have of St. Joe's. And finally, be a good friend. My friendships in high school completely shaped my experience, and because so many of you were a good friend to me, I'm so capable of saying that these 4 incredible and joyful years were some of the best of my life. Give unceasingly, be open and receptive, care for each other, check up on each other, play and hang out. Finally, I just hope you all have a great summer. It's been a sensational ride, and for now, that's wraps. Best of luck to each of you. I'm so excited to see what you all do in the future, and congratulations.